Welcome back to TJ Militaria. Today we're going to talk about some French bayonets that I've added onto the website. The first one we're going to talk about is the chasspot design, and this was for the M1874 Grass rifle, I believe. The Grass rifle was designed by a French officer, and that's why it's subsequently named the Grass rifle. Now, this is it's a lovely bayonet. You've got the serial numbers match on the quillion, and also at the just under the throat of the scabbard, you've got matching numbers on here. Turning it over, the attachment for the frog is there nicely. We've got a lovely little finial on the end here, and the quillion's there as well. And we've also got a nice clear muzzle ring and a nice operating release button. Okay, so I'll take that out. As you can see, the blade's in excellent condition. Along the spine of the bayonets, I don't know if you know, but the French manufacturer's name was always put across on the military versions, was put across the spine of the blade. Now, there were three, I believe, factories that made this particular type of bayonet, and one was a Châtellerault, I believe it was, Saint Etienne and Toulay. Now, this one here is Saint Etienne, and it was manufactured in June 1877. So it's a nice old bayonet. It's in excellent condition. All the markings are there and all the relevant stamps are there, and it's a really nice piece of French history. I've sold quite a few of these, but I think they're just a fantastic piece of history of what they actually are. I mean, the shape of it's quite unique as well with the actual blade, I find. And like I say, it's got a nice long spine down to the point, and a nice clear fuller, and like I say, a nice point. It's not been blunted at the end, it's all there. So if you're interested in this particular bayonet, it's on the website. Just have a look. It's a fairly reasonable price for what you're actually getting, and it's an excellent piece of history. I'll just move that one out of the way, and then we'll move on to this one here. Now, this is a little bit more modern, and this was for the 1886 Lebel rifle. So this was an 1886 bayonet, and this bayonet was I'll try and fit this into my little light box here. Now, this bayonet was the mainstay of the French army through the First World War. It was used in outposts all the way up through to the beginning of the Second World War. It's more like I mean, again, it's got a unique blade because it's the crucifix form, and this was the first French bayonet in that format. Now, this bayonet style went through, I believe, all the way to the 1960s of the crucifix bayonet, and then obviously back to the the traditional shaped bayonet. It's all there. It's not being blunted. The points there. You've got all the release buttons, and you've got the French acceptance stamps on here, and the muzzle rings all there, nice and tidy. And the quillion, etc. So it's a good one to add to your collection. It's in the format of the nice long French bayonet, which was all pretty common at that time, including, I mean, the British still had a nice long bayonet along with the German army. But if you're interested in it, it's on the website. It's in good condition. Feel free to have a look, and if interested, feel free to buy it. Right, okay, I'm going to move on to some German stuff, which has just come onto the website. Now, I've put down my other German bayonet. I've got to find where I put it, actually. 1 second. Here it is. Right, okay, we've got two bayonets here. Now, these are the you'll have seen this. This is the second pattern, 1898 05 sword bayonet of the German army. Now I've got two. I'm going to talk about the first one. As you can see, they're both in excellent condition. The only difference between them is this one here comes with a frog. As you can see here, I've removed the scabbard from the frog, and I treat all my leather with a leather treatment cream, because I think sometimes these can be brittle, but the cream I use is what's used in the War Museum, so it ensures the the protection of the leather, so otherwise it can crack, as you know, and can become quite damaged. You can see that this particular bayonet's had a frog on it for a considerable amount of time by the actual discoloration where the metal's rubbed onto the bayonet. As you can see, they're both in excellent condition for their age, and the only difference is the press stud release button on the end of the the end here is actually missing. You can get replacements for these, so what I was trying to do, I'm keeping my eye out for, is a salvage bayonet, because obviously I can take the release button out of there and place it back into here. But again, I've reflected that in the price for this bayonet, but I do intend to try and get it repaired if I can with a replacement part. Now, these bayonets are you've seen it, that's the traditional bayonet. You do get the I believe it was the engineer type with the razor back on here for shrubs and cutting wire, etc. But this is a pretty standard German bayonet. You've got, this was manufactured in 1917, and I believe the other one is also manufactured in 1917, yes. So they were both made in 1917. They're both in excellent condition. They've got all the relevant stamps and all the relevant markings. So I would suggest, if anybody's interested in the First World War sort of bring back bayonets, which I presume that these are, because I've sold quite a few of these particular type bayonets, and just check them out on under my bayonet section. Now, these both, sorry, I forgot to mention this, both of these bayonets were made by the Waffenfabrik Mauser AG Berndorf. So they're made, like I say, by Mauser. And this one here, I believe it's the Ricasso. It's not as clear on there, but it's nicely stamped in there. But you can see it much clearer on this particular model. Now, on this bayonet, the scabbard is in excellent condition. All the stitching's there. There's no damage. You can see where it's actually been hanging or over the period of time on a particular position on a soldier's belt. I can't find any particular markings. I've had a good look, but the scabbard does date from that particular era. Again, all the throats of the bayonets are in excellent condition, tidied. I give all my bayonets a sort of quick service. I don't go too far, because I know some people don't particularly like that, so I allow them to do it. But I do like to make them in a presentable state before I place them on the website. So I will move those over here. And we've got a couple of items left to go. We've got a French pair of First World War wire cutters. Now, on here, these were made in 1917 by Peugeot, which seems a bit of an odd thing when you think of a Peugeot car, making Peugeot's First World War wire cutters. What I find interesting about these is the actual mechanism is exactly the same almost as a modern set of bolt cutters, and you can see it works absolutely perfectly. I've done a little service on it, cleaned it up a little bit, wiped it down again, but I haven't down over the top with it. But again, it's quite rare to find a French pair, because there's plenty of British, but I've come into some, like I say, some French bayonets and some French wire cutters, etc. So if you're interested in a pair of First World War French wire cutters made in 1917, feel free to check them out on the website. Now, Staying on the French theme, I've got a French pair of binoculars. Now, these were a pair of purchased by the War Office for use by the British soldiers, by British officers. Now, this is a classic French design, and they're made by Gaumont in Paris. Now, you would look at them and you just say, well, they're not an issue pair of goggles. They're not an issue pair of British Army binoculars. However, if you go onto here, right, you can see there's a nice stamped crow's foot and a serial number has been stamped on here, which shows that they were issued to British officers. Now, these work, they're in excellent condition. They are a classic piece of history, and they have the nice clear crow's foot stamp and the manufacturer's name and the manufacturer's date. Now, I believe there's actually a date on here. I think it's about 1916. But like I say, they must have been using these before they sort of started mass producing the standard field binoculars that you see now, which are more common. But again, it is what it is. It's a genuine British Army issued First World War set of binoculars for an officer. So like I say, I've shown you a few French items, my French binoculars, wire cutters, 2 French bayonets, and a couple of German First World War bayonets. So if you're interested, please have a look on the website, which is Tom and Jerry's Militaria. If you're interested in new items that I add to the store, please sign up to my subscribers list and also sign up to my YouTube channel. I'm not an expert on YouTube videos, but I'm trying. But I do like to get my products out there for people to actually see and to actually see they're working, and before they buy them, to actually have a good look at what they're actually looking at. If anybody does go on the website and they do want a particular item video, and just let me know, and I'll send you a video. It's not a problem at all. Right, okay, thank you very much. The next video, I think we're going to be talking about some Japanese occupation money, and I do have another video to do on some brass shell casings that I've got, which are really quite interesting. Okay, I thank you very much, and I'll see you at the next video.